Welcome to Bounce, playful, unfussy conversations with SoCal's arts and culture stars. I'm your host, Susan Petrola, a lifelong arts and culture patron / advocate, and the rockstar consultant who rockets your business to success. Each Wednesday, I'm hanging out with cool, clever, creative individuals. Today's guest is A.S. Ashley, or Ashley. From an early life focused on painting, Ashley's branched out into other practices: painting, mixed media, assemblage, installations, and performance art. My work is a set of ideas in search of the proper vehicle. Ashley's one of 10 artists in Coastline College Art Gallery's new Autumn 2025 show, Take a Seat. Take a Seat features the work of 10 artists centered on a familiar gesture, the invitation to sit, through paintings, drawing, ready-mades, found objects, and sculptural works. Take a Seat reimagines the chair as a vehicle for contemporary expression. Hi, Ashley.
Hello.
And I just have to say that I got a lot of fun out of your riff on David's post about the podcast today. So here we are, we're going to interrogate.
It's an interrogation, I'm sure.
It's an interrogation,
yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's interesting because today my wife is doing a deposition, right? So apparently there is not a lawyer available for me during this interrogation, so I'm afraid to say anything.
And you also mentioned about all this nonsense. So, okay, where do we want to start with this nonsense? Let's see. We spoke originally in April of 2024. Oh my gosh, wow.
So
like a year and a half later.
Right. So you welcome me back. So is that good news or bad news?
I think that's good news. Yes, that's good news.
It was good for me. Was it good for you? Okay.
Okay. So you've had, what did you say, in 3 years? You've had
30 shows in 3 years.
30 shows in 3 years.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And so everything from, okay, so in this show, you've got potty training, which was done in 2023, it's mixed media. Milking stool, which was 2021, mixed media. High chair, 2025, mixed media. And feed me, chairway to heaven, which is 2025, and that's assemblage. All right, so what's the difference between mixed media and assemblage?
I don't know.
Assemblage is mixed.
Can be. I think traditionally assemblage is we like to think it's found objects that we assemble in a certain way that creates something new.
Okay.
It is sculpture, but it's the kind of sculpture where you're actually by definition assembling these pieces. Okay. And the feed me chairway to heaven is actually stacked chairs. There's nothing binding them together. They're not welded. They're not glued. They're just.
Oh, so the mixed media would be like somehow put together.
Not necessarily.
No?
Not necessarily.
Oh God. Okay, you're confusing me.
I know. I'm confused too. It's okay.
So how did Chairway to Heaven come about?
Well, I had all these high chairs. I think them as a piece of work just seems so bizarre because most people look at chairs and they sort of anatomically seem to be very, the proportions are the same.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
But with high chairs, it's a very small chair with very long legs.
Yes.
Which
right.
I think is very bizarre. It sort of reminds me of the dolly paintings where you see elephants with like those long giraffe legs.
Yes, we have one of those.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. So I've always imagined a very small baby with very small arms and body. Yes, with very long legs that can touch the ground instead of dangling in the air. And so.
But you must have sat in a high chair. No.
I don't remember. It's a long time ago. So anyway, I have a bunch of these chairs, and I've always thought it would be great to see them assembled, stacked vertically.
Okay.
And I didn't know exactly how that would work. I didn't have.
Did you sketch it out ahead of time?
No. It was like one of those things. It's like I'm going to have to engineer this somehow or another, or just like some sort of weird Chinese puzzle. It just all goes together just right. And it wasn't until I got an invitation to be in the show, I'm going, oh crap! Now I have a deadline, and I have to figure it out. So.
Okay. Is that how it works? Like you get a show, and then you think of what may go in that show?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you have something that's been there for a while, and you go, okay, this will fit. This is perfect. It's the right time, right place. And then other things, it's you've had the idea and you've had some of the sort of pieces to the project, and it just takes that one little push, right? Usually a deadline, and you're off to the races.
Okay.
It's like that.
Okay. But now one of these works, you were just telling us before we sat down that you're going to add something to it, possibly?
Well, everything is subject to change.
Oh, okay.
Everything is subject to change. I was trying to see if I could actually apply something new to the potty training piece. Because it's a toilet seat, and I actually brought some ass gaskets. Those are the paper covers that, yeah, we call them ass gaskets. And I just, it's not going to work, I don't think, but probably for something else. I don't know. But that would be a mixed media piece.
Okay.
Because that's a toilet seat. It has a photograph of me being potty trained on it. Oh yeah, it's me on this duck potty. All right, it has a little duck head on it. Even has a little safety belt on it. This is from the 50s. It's adorable.
Now you remember that, but not the high chair.
Oh yeah. And my mom's deal was that I wouldn't stay in one place. I would find a way to my feet with this thing on me, and I'm gone. I'm out of the room. Okay? So the only way she got me to stay in one place was to put me in front of the TV. Freud would have something to say. Being in the anal stage and all. Right there. So I have that on the toilet seat, and then I made a painting. I actually painted on the toilet seat, replicating the same scene, but in color. And so that would be a mixed media piece.
Okay. Well, tell us about some of the other shows that you've done. Oh, and there's part of the chair.
Yeah.
You can't see. So what happens to those pieces? They come home and then they get repurposed into another show?
Sometimes.
What about the car door? I like the car door. That was kind of interesting. Where was that?
We were in a show together. Had to do with urban legends.
Okay.
And the first time
The Wendy Sherman?
yeah,
She curated.
yeah,
That's right. Yeah.
right. And so you remember the one with the Cadillac car door with the prom dress sticking out of the bottom. Yeah.
We have keyholes.
So that was mine. So yeah. So that's been in 2 shows.
Okay.
It doesn't get out often.
Doesn't get out often.
Doesn't get out very often.
Okay.
But it's there aren't too many shows where I can go, that's a great piece to have in there. And is it the kind of piece that will be accepted into a show? Some people are very sort of confused as to what it is, and it is large and bulky and takes up space. So
Yeah, you were just in D.C. for Pennsylvania, and then you went to D.C. So tell us about that. Why were you on the East Coast?
Well, so there's a show that's sponsored out of a university just above Harrisburg, and it's a figurative art show. It's a very sort of traditional figurative art show. And I got juried into that show, and I thought, well,
What did you do for that show?
It was a portrait of. It was a portrait of a nurse.
Oh, is this the one?
Yes. And it's a very sort of traditional portrait of Nurse Sarah McNary.
Yes. Okay. Where is
And she's
Sarah?
a military nurse who really did most of her work in Germany. So during the Middle East wars that were going on, and all these soldiers that were getting wounded, and especially ones with brain trauma, she was the one that was sort of the lead nurse. and taking care of those guys in Germany. And she was sort of a big deal. Then she was stationed at a VA out of Massachusetts during COVID, right? So this picture has her all geared up, has her with the mask and the shield and all that sort of stuff. And the thing is that we're only Facebook friends.
I was going to say, how did you get connected with her?
We have mutual friends, but I've never met her. I've known her for like over 10 years on social media. So she now lives in Massachusetts.
Okay.
And I was thinking this would be an opportunity to actually meet her. So she's seen the painting, she loves the painting. To have her come out and stand next to the painting would have been awesome, all right? Would have been great. But the way this trip was going to go was we're going to go to D.C. first, because my wife had never been to D.C., hit all the museums, which are the best, and then take a trip up there, do the whole deal. This was before the government shutdown. So this is us wandering around D.C. where I'm pointing at buildings going, there's a Goya in there. Can you believe there's a Da Vinci in that one? We couldn't do any of that. But
you
yeah,
had to kind of,
Yeah, but we did manage to go around and walk around with, like, in 8 days we did 40 miles of walking around.
Okay, very cool.
But anyway, we made the trip up there, and then I get a text from Nurse Sarah saying she can't make it because her husband was doing some yard work. And apparently this machine kicked a rock in his eye. He is now blind in his right eye. And she shows me a picture of him with a patch on. And I said, short of a, three-cornered hat
Well,
and
you
a
could
parrot.
make like another portrait and have it go along with Sarah.
That would be interesting. So anyway, she says I can't make it. So but it was one of those kind of trips where you try to plan all this stuff, and things do happen.
Things do happen. Any inspiration from trips like that, though?
Well,
for your work?
what was actually really great is I went to the Lincoln Memorial, and
He's still there?
he's still there. Apparently, the shutdown didn't affect his. And talking about chairs in the chair show, this is probably the first painting I ever did of someone sitting in a chair. Was a triptych watercolor I did 55 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
Right? I was in a U.S. history class, and we're doing the Civil War, and you see pictures of Lincoln, like right before he won the election, and then like just right before he's assassinated, and you see the change in his face and how much he ages, right? So I did that, and then right in the middle, I did the Lincoln Memorial.
Oh, wow.
Right? So that was the triptych, and I gave it to the instructor, because I liked maintaining my 4.0 grade average, and I don't think it hurt me. So, but I remember when I was painting it, I couldn't get over the way the front of Lincoln's foot looked. The shoe, the toe was it was just massively wide. And it just bothered me. It just bothered me so much. So the first thing I do when I go to the memorial is I walk up to look at the shoe. I'm looking at the toe of the shoe. My wife's going, "What are you doing?" I said, "His toe is exactly the same it was in the photograph when I painted it. It's just the weirdest thing I've ever seen." She says, "This thing is huge, and you can look at other things." And
But wasn't it in proportion, though?
No.
I mean, the shoe wasn't
No.
in proportion?
No,
It was like way too big for...
it was just a decision the sculptor made,
To
to not make it tapered. It was just completely squared off. It looked like he was wearing a boot. I mean, one of those, if you broke your ankle.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I just thought it was just the strangest in the world. But anyway, it was nice to actually meet the model of of that work. See, so chairs and I go all the way back.
I love chairs. I love chairs too, in a different way. So you also create work with your wife,
Yeah. So
which is, yeah.
so as it happens, and I'm sure this happens to anybody else who's an artist, when people look at work that you're doing, or you talk about calls that you hear about, they're always willing to tell you what they would like to do, right? Yeah.
Oh, your spouse is always willing to tell you what they would.
Sure. They would go, oh, what would be a great idea, See, they're giggling. They've heard this before. So, I'll get a call and I'll be saying, maybe I could use this or maybe I could do that. And she says, well, I know what I would do. And she'll tell me what it is. And sometimes,
Sometimes it jives.
well, sometimes you go, okay, $1 million in 1,000 years, it could happen. And then other times you go, wait a minute, this actually, I could see doing this, So we've been able to actually produce quite a few pieces of work this way.
Okay.
The one that I liked most recently,
Is this one?
yeah. She had this idea where she says, you go to the paint store and you get these color swatches, right? Like you're going to paint a wall or something, right?
There's part of it.
And I go, yeah. She says, I want to do a color swatch of my family. And I go, yes, keep on talking. And she says, on top will be my grandfather, and then my grandmother, and then my father, my mother, and then me.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, that's brilliant. I love it because she's, her on her father's
I
side.
can't read what the.
Yeah. So it says Padre. No. Let me see it. Let's see.
I
See,
don't know.
I can't even tell. Let's see. Oh yeah.
I need my quick read.
Abuelo, abuela, padre, mum, because mum is British, and then her. So yeah, so her on her father's side, it's mostly Mexican ancestry, and a lot of them are very dark skinned, right? Her mother is from England. And it looked like they found her under a rock. She is see-through, just absolutely transparent, right? No, it really is funny. And so, okay, this.
Yeah, it just gets lighter, from darker.
Yeah. So I said, I think this is a great idea. We should work this up, right? And I just had to figure out the scale and try to match the colors. Now, Glidden makes an app that you can download, put it on your phone, and you can take a picture
Oh my gosh.
of your skin, put it up to the app, and then they have a cursor that goes over the surface of your skin. And it has all these colors because skin color is not one shade, right? And it has all the names of all the colors you can buy, which is
Oh
just
my gosh.
fabulous,
Oh,
right?
why? Oh, there-
right?
yeah.
So we actually found colors that were sort of shade hue adjacent. And we actually took those names, went down to Home Depot, and said, I want one of those. I
Oh,
want one
ancient
of-
copper, nutmeg, deep russet, tea biscuit,
Yeah,
starfish.
yeah. Her English mum has a color tea biscuit. And some of these colors, tea biscuit. Yeah, some of these colors are not racist at all. They had one color which I would have loved to have used, but it was not the right shade. Was colonial red. I know. See, yeah.
I could just imagine that.
I know, it's just awful.
I love the names of
Yeah.
I love paint.
So the actual piece is the size of a door. It's 36 inches by 80 inches, and so it has really good size. And then, of course, I had to make a corresponding one for me, for my family,
Oh, I
right?
see.
So
Okay.
it says grandfather, grandmother, father,
Okay,
mother,
so-
and me. So it's that on that side. It's all the same color. And when you look at the name of the color, it says cracker, 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 cracker.
But it almost looks like, I mean, I spent so much time, I love the paint store, but, getting those, samples of,
Yeah.
like to, yeah.
Yeah. So
It looks just like what you would get at the paint store to like, see whether you wanted those colors.
So
What
so
they call
this
paint swatches.
this show, which was Nomad,
Is that Nomad?
yeah,
Okay.
and that was at Del Amos Junction there in Torrance.
I can never find that place.
Yeah.
I've tried twice, but I can't.
Oh yeah, it was a nightmare this time around. The thing is, it's a 3-day show. We get like 5,000 people to come through there. One of the floors has just galleries, nonprofit galleries represented in there. So you get to see a lot of artists. You get to see a lot of curators.
Maybe
and-
third time will be the charm. I can actually
Oh,
figure
no,
out how
it's-
to get
yeah,
there.
it-
Park.
And so this space is really wonderful because they don't tell you what you can do. They don't tell you what you can show. You can show anything you want. And this was happening right when all the ice raids were really in full swing here in Los Angeles. And there was just no way I was going to pass this up. Right? The timing was right, the venue was right, and it was just on me to just get this thing done. And I think the paint was dry like a day before it was time for me to hang it. So it fit in just right. And during the run of the show, a gallery owner from Santa Ana says, I want this in my gallery. Right?
Okay.
Because this is how this is supposed to work, right? I want this in, and it was in Santa Ana, which the great thing about that is my wife was born in Santa Ana, and her grandfather, who's 100 years old, still lives in Santa Ana.
Oh, wow.
So that was sort of great. It's sort of like a homecoming that way. So that was back-to-back shows for that
Okay.
piece.
So what about this coming year now? God, 2026. Where did the year go? I don't know.
I know.
So are you doing 10 more shows or what's next after Take a Seat?
I don't know. No, I want to. So like with the Nurse Sarah portrait. So she's been in 2 shows already.
Okay.
I would like to get her in 2 more shows, probably next year. I like to get mileage out of my paintings this way, as much as possible. Have I confessed all?
And I think we talked, not so much about nonsense, but real stuff. So, very good. Where am I here? Where's my clothing? A special thank you to our generous sponsor, Coastline College, its Fine Arts Department and Art Gallery, David Michael Lee, Director, Curator, Professor. He's also our wonderful producer. Thank you, David. Until next time.
Am I free to go?